Hello, and welcome back to Radio Chatter. We're actually doing this now. This is the second time we're doing this, and somehow we're still doing this.
I think that officially makes this a series.
Oh, fuck.
Spoiler alert, it's not the second time.
Oh,
It's
God.
not.
This is actually a commitment now.
Why have you done this to us?
I'm sorry. You know you're contractually obliged to this, right?
Fuck, I knew I shouldn't have signed that contract. You
I mean, you're the one stuck here with me, so I don't care.
Oh, you want to make this a challenge of autism? Right off the bat.
Slowly back away from all of this.
Oh my god. This is how World War III begins.
Perfect. I mean, if my podcast is going to be the catalyst for World War III, I'll take it, because that means exposure. Even if it's radiation exposure from nukes.
I was going to say,
it's
you
just
find me
feeling that you're a German.
Ayo!
Oh my lord, you did it twice. Like, please don't do it the third time.
That was a good one.
Did we just get demonetized?
What?
Yeah, probably. We talked
Did we
enough
just
about
get
war in
demonetized?
this, like... Yeah, we talked
That's
too much about
implying
war.
the channel isn't monetized in the first place.
Yeah, otherwise you'd have to pay us.
Well, yeah, we said war, so... You know, war is not family friendly.
Actually,
so.
I don't... War is, in fact, not very family friendly, Xaxas. You got that
Yes,
one right.
Did you know?
Anyways, we're roughly 1 week or 1 month into the new season, which we roughly went over last time. So...
Now we actually have some impressions on the series.
We actually watched a few shows.
Some of us more than others.
Exactly. Yeah, I've watched 2. Brez somehow has watched the most of all of us.
It's incredible. I spent the entire episode last time just trashing everything that was on, and I've ended up watching everything.
Yeah. So I don't know what you guys watched. The only thing that we all watched is Average Isekai. So that's the.
So we're gonna shill for that.
I'm gonna
fuck no. I mean,
it's
sure.
good.
It's not bad. It's actually,
also, I'm the only one who's watched the most recent
episode. Let's not kick it off with the thing that we all can talk about. Okay, let's not fire all of our engagement in the first few minutes, shall we?
Yeah, let's not empty our MTR magazine this early.
Yeah. Oh man, talk of emptying magazines. I really wanted to watch Rifle is Beautiful, but I didn't get around to it.
Don't worry, because even our resident CDGCT lover has given up on it because it was that boring. So
really,
yeah,
I haven't heard bad things about it. I haven't heard particularly good things, but nothing bad.
I've seen a lot of people say, "Jesus Christ, that was boring and paid by numbers." So I haven't watched it myself.
Okay,
because they're not using actual bullets.
Well, I'll actually check it out anyways. So well, whatever.
Yeah, please tell us if that's true or not, because
well, let's see in the next episode. Going off this is going to be a monthly thing. Just a little bit of organization there in the front. Going off the fact that we're doing this now, for now it'll be monthly. So you should be seeing this on what, the 7th? I think.
I don't know.
Implying there's gonna be some organization.
I just turn up and shitpost, to be honest. Like,
yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is there should be 1 or 2 more episodes out for the anime that we'll talk about now. Then, when you're watching this, so keep that in mind.
Yep. Basically, we'll be behind, just like, well, my development in life.
Yeah, one or two episodes. Like,
and before we begin,
Average Isekai aired today. Xaxas and me have not seen the latest episode. I'm not sure about Bread.
I have.
Bread has.
I'm going to have to not spoil it, because things actually happened.
I've seen a few
our
screenshots.
Viewers, please, before we continue, if we have more than one...
Of course, actually...
thank you, me, for watching this later.
Screw you!
The
wow,
YouTube
okay,
stats,
I won't watch
the
it
YouTube
then.
stats, of course, aren't that overwhelming. But 19 views isn't bad either.
That's more than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. But SoundCloud actually looks good and has just broken 100 plays.
Holy shit!
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What?
We're famous!
Yeah, our first episode just
what 100
recently
suckers watched this?
broke 100 plays on SoundCloud. Now, I don't have access to, like, retention stats or anything on SoundCloud. I doubt many people listened to the whole thing through. I myself didn't.
Yeah, me neither.
But it has 100 plays. That's a lot for SoundCloud for just starting off.
Yeah, well,
That's
thank you,
trippy.
SoundCloud, for
And
making
it
us all
even has a
famous.
like. So it's in someone's library
What?
for however
my
many
God.
times
Really?
it's gonna take for them to remove that like.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Can we send that person a shirt? Like a signed shirt?
I totally do that. If you're that person and you're listening to this, hit us
You're
up.
my favourite person.
Yeah, hit
you're my
us
new
up. Hit
favorite
us up,
person.
and we like. I'm not joking. Hit us up, and we will send you a shirt.
Like, yeah, I buy it here in the US, send it to the UK, then to the UK to Germany, and then from Germany, from wherever you are.
I'll pay for the shipping. We'll actually do
Lisa,
this.
you don't have any money. I'll pay for the shipping.
Sure. You pledge to that now. You'll pay for the
Shit.
shipping then.
Fine. Okay then.
Like, seriously, if you're that person who liked the first episode of Radio Chatter on SoundCloud, go hit us up. You should on Twitter or something.
You won't be able to find me.
The Radio
look at
Chatter
Bisa.
social
Bisa's the only
profiles.
one with any actual kind of social media presence. So.
But yeah,
I mean,
hit us
except
and
from,
we will send you a Radio Chatter shirt.
I'll even sign it if you want, but probably not.
We'll all three sign it. Fuck you. You pledged to paying for the shipping.
I will literally draw a picture of a piece of bread on it.
Fucking nice. Okay, let's
I'm
get
just
on
gonna.
with the show.
I will buy a baguette and rub it all over the place.
Just stuff a baguette in there to keep the whole thing to keep the package sturdy on the flight.
There we go. Okay.
You're the one who's gonna have to pay for food shipping. That's gonna be quite a bit of extra.
If it's already stale, does it still count as food?
Yes, sadly. Don't ask why I know that.
Damn it, EU.
Oh, so you want to exit now?
Look, all I know is
Well,
that
they're
yes.
exiting in January, so there's that.
Well, yes, but actually no.
Yeah, this is like the fifth time you're exiting
No, I think it's the
in 2 months.
third extension or fourth extension. It's.
Yeah, something
Let's
like
not
that.
make this a political broadcast, and let's actually talk about
Yeah.
our Chinese cartoons.
Yeah.
But oh no, hang on, I can't do that because you said I can't talk about Azalain.
Nice, nice. Oh, God damn it!
we are not talking about Aster Lane.
This chat is a no Azer Lane zone. Anyways,
So I did a light construction today. No, I'm joking. That one.
Xaxas, why wouldn't you start?
Yes, please.
Hit us.
Because the first one always dies first.
Actually,
you go,
I think
you go ahead into the.
I
dark and
think
scary
your
house
minority
of
status is probably
talking
Exactly,
about
I have the
anime.
darkest skin out of here, so I might die first.
But the black guy always dies last.
No, he
Well,
doesn't.
I'm
He
not
goes
black, I'm
first.
brown, so that's the second closest.
Sure enough.
Okay, so what I've seen is pretty much out of 6 series, 5 are isekai, because why not? The other one is My Hero Academia, which is one of the very, very few shonens I actually like. And apparently this season's gonna be great, and it's looking good, even if
I
the
can confirm.
first real episode was very quirky. So
Well, hey.
Hey,
I get-
is that a Hero Akapun? I'm gonna stop now. It's very quirky.
I actually did not plan that one.
I'm not intended. Anyway, yeah.
Any
you're
pun is a pun, even if it's not intentional.
I mean, I guess that's fair. And the other one is the second famous one is Sword Art Online, which is not technically an isekai, but I'll just roll with it.
Fuck
And
people
it's
who
a
say it's not an
come down.
isekai.
Sit.
Sit. Good boy.
I am in fact sitting. I am not
Okay, roll
standing
over.
up while recording this podcast, except for the time in between the recording and the pre-show where I went to take a piss.
I think
viewers
that's
didn't have to know
TMI
that.
now.
Well, listeners.
Look,
So,
okay, you know that
yeah,
one
so-
guy who liked the show? It's gone now.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks,
So,
buddy.
yeah, SAO, it's a continuation of the previous season. Since it's 4 core, this one will be 10. Right now, nothing like out of the ordinary has happened, so I'll move to the actual 2 shows I really find interesting.
Yeah, but Kirito has become the dual wheeler. Sorry, I had to
Become
make
a
that
vegetable. So yeah, spoilers if you expected something else.
I'm sorry.
So we have a series by the author of Konosuba, which is a furry, a wrestler that's also a
furry
furry,
wrestler.
and gets transported to another world to open a pet shop, and isn't powerful by regular isekai means. He's just a fucking wrestler, and suplexes everyone, and that's how he wins.
Sounds...
And it's fucking amazing. It's like how you'd expect it is. It's crazy.
Okay.
You think it's shit. It's by a new studio. It's called Studio Engi. I don't know if you pronounce it
right.
correctly.
Yeah, we went
And-
we went over that last time, and we were like, "The fuck did these guys ever do?"
So yeah, at first I was scared because we saw like the first images from the opening, and it was mostly stills.
Yeah, it was mostly.
And they still
static.
are. But the series itself is seriously hilarious. Like, it's from the author Konosuba. It's that stupid kind of humor. And the characters are all fucking stupid and ridiculous, and it's great fun. So, yeah. The isekai this season are atoning for the ones of the previous one. And that's a lot. And next, we have, if Konosuba were a generic isekai but still a comedy, in Cautious Hero, which is just pure meme and
I've actually
reaction material.
Heard about Cautious like I've seen a lot of talk about Cautious Hero in the one more serious community I follow. I haven't read any of it, but the fact that it's talked about so much and got literally no votes for the poll on which show to make a seasonal channel about, it's kind of surprising to me. Like, a lot of people are watching and talking about it, but nobody wants to.
Well, yeah, it's picked up because people realize it's actually good and it's actually funny. I mean, it's by White Fox, and they don't fuck around.
Oh yeah, sure.
And it shows.
That does make sense.
Like,
I mean, I
White
have
Fox?
not watched this. I have not watched it at all. All I can tell you is that the OP is a banger.
Well, it's
Myth
White
and Royd,
Fox.
baby.
Myth
Myth
and
and Royd and White Fox. Isekai. Name a better combination
Yeah,
than
I mean,
that.
that's
Myth and Royd
already a
basically
pretty,
just went-
that's a pretty fire combination for an isekai.
Basically,
Like,
the
the
great thing
only
about that
other
OP
thing
is that
you're
Myth
gonna
and Royd
get
went, "Oh."
that's gonna be better is something like fucking say Madhouse, MWAM, and a fucking isekai again.
So, yeah, if you really like humor and, goofiness, Kemono Michi, which is the wrestler isekai, is more like, I don't know, goofy, stupid humor, like subjective humor, which with characters doing like dumb stuff and like background characters appearing all the time. You're like, hey, it's that guy. And if you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. While Cautious Hero is more like meme material, more reaction face material. So if you're a shit poster, you'll love that one.
I will take this as a segue, since you're with reaction faces, and I will tell you that the most reaction face worthy of the show is the one that I'm going to talk about, that being Ass Pride, or Assassin's Pride, because honestly, wait, give me a second here. You cannot tell me that God, it's not downloading. Fucking hell. Discord, don't be a fucking piece of shit.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties at the radio at Radio Chatter.
Like, we haven't seen that before.
You cannot
Many
tell me
times.
that this is not one hell of an infinitely powerful palette.
I posted one.
That is
Wait,
a powerful
let me look it
comment,
up.
I will give you that. I will give you that as a powerful pout.
That is one hell of a powerful pout. Anyways, Assassin's Pride. Oh god, my bronchitis is fucking me up. As Pride is about a guy who isn't Kirito, in some sort of like really weird world. It's kind of Victorian, I think, but more broadly European inspired. It's like
This sounds like a shitty Princess Principal so far.
It's the world is kept, or the world is a few cities kept around in glass domes connected by glass tubes that trains go through, and that's basically the world. It's all kind of aristocratic, and this RMC is sent to protect the daughter of one of the dukes in one of the cities. One of my notes says how very fuck nugget of Melita 2 exists. That should show my stance on her. But yeah, it's absolutely fucking gorgeous. Like, honestly, the show is looks genuinely amazing, visually. Which is, like, the whiplash going from average isekai immediately into Ass Pride. Just from the visual quality is insane. I felt genuine whiplash from that.
Oh yeah, I've heard people have said it's really pretty and it has some substance, but that it's really like ups and downs and that it could be better.
Yeah,
like I was considering it for this season, but I didn't really find anything that drew me to it.
Well, once more, it's a studio that I've never heard of that made this, so... Oh god, they made Alice or Alice! Time to bring that one back! The best of spring 2018!
Stop.
But yeah, that's the only thing that I've seen that they've made, aside from Ass Pride. But yeah, it's a genuinely good show so far for the first 3 episodes that we've seen. The world building is actually present, in contrast to average isekai. Again, I'm drawing the comparisons because I saw the 2 back to back immediately. So that the contrast is very high there.
You know, for a second there, I thought you were gonna say the world, and I thought, Nani?
Oh, no. I do know one other show that they made.
Oh.
Hyakuru no Hao to Sekkai no Valkyria.
What?
It was a shitty isekai harem bullshit from like 2 seasons ago. I think Xaxas might have
You might have heard of
Look it
it,
up.
but we wouldn't know if he's seen it.
EMT squared. Yeah. Oh yes, it's
This
Master of Ragnarok. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Master Ragnarok.
Oh my god, no, it's the Oni-chan fetish. Oh no.
That's not even much of a thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. I would be surprised if my roommate hadn't heard that.
My head.
Man, that was muffled.
My ears. I was wearing headphones.
But yeah,
That's I knew it. Everyone, each one of them calls it. I knew.
to make it short, Ass Pride actually has some very nice substance, looks absolutely amazing, and is probably the biggest species since Black Butler. So
Right.
you probably have a lot of women grown adult women fainting in front of their screens at this guy being a little girl's bodyguard.
Classic. Well then, there's plenty of things I could talk about. I could talk about 7 Prodigies and how it makes me want to kill myself.
I just want to
Same.
say the action. There's not a lot of action in Ass Pride, but holy shit, it is gorgeous.
Yeah. So
Like
yeah, as I
it's,
said,
of course, it's not like Bones or Madhouse level, but for a studio that I've personally never even heard of, it is insanely good.
Bisa, if there's not that much action is in Ass Pride, then I guess we're watching different Ass Prides. So
I mean,
Jesus
every
Christ.
episode has its share, yes, but
No, he's talking about Pornhub.
oh, I'm just gonna leave now.
Oh, so yeah, I could talk about how I want to kill myself every time I watch an episode of Seven Prodigies.
I know, it's so cringy.
I could talk about how Orisuke was actually way more entertaining than I thought it was going to be, and he's not just
Yeah, but it's gonna get 9/11 real soon.
Just generic romance.
Yeah, so what's
but
Brad
actually
talking
turning out
about?
alright. I couldn't talk about As a Lane because these two have said I'm not allowed to.
Oh yeah, right.
So instead, I'm going to continue your points of really pretty, fantastic action, and lots of plot and also plot in its own way because it's got its favourite camera angle. I'm going to talk about Fate Grand Order.
All right, that's
Because I haven't played Fate Grand Order. I have not played the game. I know roughly the outline of the story because I spoil myself on things like this all the time. So I don't know the ins and outs of the Singularity at all. I know some of the overarching story components. And I've just got to say that. Did you know it wasn't by Ufotable? It looks like it. It looks so
Babylon, yeah.
good, and everyone was just like, "Wait, it's not. It's Cloverworks. It's entirely Cloverworks.
Yeah, it's the
And
best.
It is so good. The animation is fantastic. The choreography on the fights is fantastic. The voice work is, of course, fantastic.
You can
we had Kirei's voice actor back in the most recent episode, which was great.
You can
Suddenly made me
keep
have a
telling
need for
me.
rejoicing.
You can keep telling me that Cloverworks is just an offshoot within A1, but I will forever, because since they started doing big time anime in 2018 with Franks, they have been pumping out insane stuff.
I don't think you
insane
understand.
show after insane show after insane show. They are on top of the game.
Hang on, I'm going to just go look at their past record, and I will compare
They've
it for you.
done Franks, Neverland, Aobuta, good Persona 5, not that much, Slow Start,
Okay, look, these are...
and now Babylonia.
So, Darling in the Franxx was, animation-wise, I'm not going to talk about its story issues, it was a fantastic 15-episode season. Animation-wise, it was acceptable.
Shit again.
It was acceptable. Neverland, I never watched, it didn't interest me.
It looked
Bunny
great.
Girl, I never watched because it didn't interest me. Fairy Tail Final Series doesn't interest me at all. Persona 5 the animation, I tried to watch, but I couldn't make any sense of whatsoever because I've never played a Persona 5 game. Slow Start was great fun, but it was not a visual masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, it's like a shittier JoJo.
Yeah, and then just going through the rest of it, I don't think they've done anything here that was particularly.
Well, that's why I'm saying
incredible.
starting with 2018, with their 2018 stuff.
No, even that with Franks and Neverland. Well, obviously, I can't talk about Neverland personally.
The
because...
only real miss they've had is maybe Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
But Persona 5 is arguable.
Babylonia
it looked
is
great, but because of how much better the game looked, it looked shitty in comparison. But their only real miss since 2018 was, again, Fairy Tail. Everything else they've done
Well, let me tell you...
And Persona
Babylonia...
5, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, Persona 5
Let
depending
me tell
on who
you
you
that
ask.
Babylonia is not in that miss pile.
But I'm gonna...
because-
That's the thing. You can keep telling me that Cloverworks is just another thing and another cog in the A1 machine. I'm going to keep saying, no, fuck you. They've been churning out amazing show after amazing show, and I am going to respectfully separate them from their parent company.
Yeah, I remember when people... when
the list of
Clover
shows...
was founded,
I was just going to say, the list of shows since 2018 that you made me look at, and I distinctly remember every single one of those being extremely divisive on whether people liked it or not. Darling in the Franxx, Senpai Does Not Dream of or whatever it is, Albuta, Neverland. I remember a lot of people, Persona 5, Fairy Tail. I know a lot of people who have very strong opinions on these. The only thing they've done since then I can say which has not been divisive was Slow Start, and that's because it was a little CGDCT. And everyone they either don't watch it or they love it.
Yeah.
Every single one of those series I've heard people complain about, basically, as well as people praising it a lot. But Grand Order is just...
Oh yeah,
It's, for
I
one
was
thing...
just about to say, Xaxas and me have a little bit of a mod rivalry. If you're gonna talk about Awabuta,
I do remember this.
I'm not.
I do remember this.
I'm happy when I speak in person. Like when I'm not typing, I'm a chill guy.
But yeah, no. So, I mean, they have a favorite camera angle. It's the booty. It is. I swear, you can do a counter. You know those threads where they have counters? There should be one for booty shots. I think we're up to about 12 now in 4 episodes. It's wonderful.
Nice. Honestly, probably more than Jet Girls.
It's honestly, it is a. It's just really beautifully animated. They've actually given the main character some actual character rather than him being a sub-insert like he was for most of the game, apparently, which is nice. It's class. I mean, of course, it's classic. It's a classic Fate series, so of course he's got PTSD and survivor's guilt. But you know,
nice,
pretty standard. But it's just I just the sound design of it as well is just incredible, and it's really nice seeing. Well, it's nice seeing Gil back for one thing, and if you've ever watched the Fate series, the moment he says Zashu in the most recent episode,
unless you want to count Ilya.
I watched Zero. And I didn't particularly like it, even if it was a visual masterpiece.
Well,
like I don't know.
That's fair enough. I think Zero is quite dark, to be fair, and it's.
I mean,
yeah, I like that
not
it's
for
dark.
everyone, really.
No, it's not that. I like that it's dark. It's just that the underlying premise of the Fate series is just dumb.
I mean, the one I've seen being Trillia is very beautiful, but in a different way. And I'm not going to go into in-depth on that.
I know what you're going to go for that, because we're not going to get... We really will be demonetized if you keep that up. But it actually becomes... Trillia actually becomes genuinely a beautiful show in the later seasons. So, you know... Yeah, you'd be surprised. It gets really good, Trillia.
Yeah, I know. I love the first season.
The 2 second seasons are... I wouldn't call them as good as the first season, but they do introduce Bazet, who I think makes me tingly in the loins.
Of course.
And then the third season is just really solid. So
okay.
Yeah, I can say to you that. But yeah, basically, Fate Grand Order. If you liked anything about Fate before, you'll adore Grand Order. If you haven't, do you want a what's shaping up to be a very serious but quite good with its comedy moments, beautifully animated, beautifully choreographed battle series involving a bunch of historical figures and making shitposts about them? If yes, then you'll enjoy it, and if not, then I don't think you'll enjoy any of the Fate series, to be honest. So
yeah, pretty much.
Stay away.
You just pitched Fate to me. The fuck do you want me to do with this?
Yeah, my favorite thing about Fate is when they decide to just throw in random, Astolfo. Everyone's aware of Astolfo, right?
Absolutely.
Do you know why? Do you know why he's a trap?
Because they couldn't fucking decide.
No, because
Japan.
There's a story. No, because there's a story in the Legend of Charlemagne where Charlemagne went mad and Astolfo dressed up as a girl because he was very effeminate to calm him down.
Oh.
So there you go. Fate is littered with things like that, and it's wonderful. I love it. I'm a bit of a nerd.
Well, so the simple here, so there you go. Bam!
What?
Bam! No, there's no certificate this season.
Let's move on to Average Isekai, the only thing that all of us watched.
Yep.
Watch it.
So far,
Watch it.
It's great fun. I played
Watch Average Isekai, yeah. For a show that is that is ironically enough very average in quality.
Animation-wise.
In general, like production-wise in general.
Yeah,
the thing is,
I agree with that.
The thing is, it's so ironically average in quality, it almost feels self-aware and on purpose. Because it's so just reference-laden and full with insane meta-humor.
And the characters carry that series. Like,
Absolutely.
They're very, very good and very funny, and they have great personality.
I know you guys haven't watched 4, and you're both probably going to go and watch 4 after this.
No, I'm going to watch the Sorano Hashimoto movie after this.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Watch Isekai.
That's the main reason why we have a time limit.
However, even if we all agree that average ability is pretty good for what it is, some people have been complaining that the adaptation has been a little bit rushed.
6 months time skip.
So
no, it's not.
yeah,
It's not
yes.
rushed. It's unfaithful, is what I've heard. Is that because they've skipped the entire first novel basically because
Yeah.
it's all.
But
It's
that
all
doesn't
based
mean
on before what happened in episode 1, and from what I heard, apparently all the characters involved in it basically don't turn up until like volume 6 or 7 or something. So past when the anime will be adapting. So like that's when they come back up. So basically, I assume they've made a conscious decision to go well.
Very off template.
If we do the first novel, we're going to waste a third of the series on the first novel, and then the characters are all going to disappear and you're never going to see them again. And it's very disjointed. So I assume it's
So basically, they did an introduction and then skipped a bunch so that you could get to the juicy part.
Yeah, basically.
Yes.
That's perfectly fine by me if it's gonna end up.
It's fine if you're an anime only, but you also gotta understand that people.
Sure, people
like,
who want the adaptation.
Who like the adaptation, they want something faithful. Like even if the end result is good, you gotta think of them.
Yeah.
So it's good that people are aware of that. But even then, I only tried it. I thought it was gonna be bad because the studio that did it doesn't have like a great track record. It makes like, ironically, pretty average series.
Just like this one.
Exactly. And even then, I don't particularly like cute girls or fluff or SOL particularly. But this one has just hooked me up. Like, not even because of an isekai. It's really because of the characters and of the meta humor. So
the meta humor is so fucking hilarious. The show is worth watching only for that.
Yeah,
like it's so self-aware that it's an isekai and that the main character was an otaku. It's more self-aware on that point than Konosuba was.
Yeah, it's a bit.
It's hilarious.
A bit ridiculous.
And
I love it.
They keep bringing up all kinds of shit like that.
And
the third episode is probably the epitome of that. Like, sure, the Dragon Ball references in the second episode were fucking amazing.
Oh my god, that was
They were
great.
fantastic.
It was so
20
fucking
times
amazing.
speed.
20 times attack speed.
And Miles just imitating Roshi's voice like an old guy. Oh my god,
it was amazing. It was genuinely amazing. But the third episode with the entire
tournament arc.
For one, yes, the tournament arc, and the entire figurine thing in the end, that was amazing.
No, yeah.
I love
Pauline
that.
is scary.
Hmm?
Pauline is scary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Don't fuck with Pauline.
Definitely Pauline. If you like it, I would also suggest checking out another one of the works by the same author of the novel/manga, which is Saving 80,000 gold coins in another world for my retirement. Basically,
That
what happens
sounds like a name I've
when you
heard
combine
before.
a cute girl, the ability to swap between worlds, and rampant exploitative capitalism.
Sounds a lot like our attempt at generating a light novel earlier.
Yeah, except for this one actually makes sense.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to include that now, aren't I? Don't I?
No,
Oh,
don't
okay.
do it.
Oh my god, look what I found by Studio Project 9. No, this is unrelated. I found something called Seta Yunpaku Mahos Shoujo. So it's by Project 9 Studio, the ones that are making
Yes.
average abilities.
Oh god.
The
I should
Ujinshi anime Blu-ray disc offered at Comic Market 82 event.
How very tits of you.
I know,
Nice.
right? This just screams like me all over the place.
No, you cream all over the place. There's a difference there between screaming and creaming. And you missed it.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Anyways, anything else to say on average isekai?
Watch it.
Yeah, watch it. It's actually really good. Like, it's average. If you're...
It's great. It's a great way to...
also, skip the OP. Jesus Christ, the OP is grating as fuck.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's probably the most grating generic isekai OP I've ever seen.
What?
But then again, that turns back on it being so ironically average to the
No, I
point where it
disagree with
feels
that.
self-aware.
That is not an average isekai OP.
It comes back to that fact. It pisses me off so much that it works on the idea of being all average. Because it feels like a conscious decision that this show is so average in terms of production.
That will be like the ultimate meta reference for real.
Yeah, that's the thing. This show that's about the girl getting much more than she asked for when asking for average powers, because she actually didn't get average powers, she got median powers, but whatever.
Well,
technically, average, my friend.
Technically, she got an average of power levels.
No, that's the thing. She didn't. She did not. She got the median.
That is a type of average.
Yes.
I mean, the average.
Well, you know, yeah.
Technically, an average is the sum of all.
No, you're thinking of the mean.
By the number of all entries.
No, that's the mean.
Fuck you.
Average. The average averages are means, medians, and modes. They're all averages.
Sure enough, I guess. But the one, I mean,
it's just commonly used to
I guess
refer
it's
to the
lost
mean
in translation because over here you have Durchschnitt, which translates
actually,
to average.
Average, a number expressing the central or typical value in a set of data. So it's the central. That means middle between median. The lowest and the highest.
Yeah,
that's
that would be
average.
Median. That's one. That's
a median.
They all type as.
Here it says. Yeah. In particular, the mode median, or most commonly known, the mean. So yes, average and mean
most commonly
are synonyms.
Most commonly you use mean. When you say average, you mean mean. But you could also mean mode or median.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I guess that's a little lost in translation again. Because
it's a bit
the direct translation from what I have as Durchschnitt would be average, and what our Durchschnitt is what mean is. Then okay.
Well, you're wrong.
There you go. Learning with shit posters.
Yeah, isn't that great? So I just learned a little bit more about English, and the audience just learned a little bit more about German, and how it's not always more precise. Somehow.
Possible. Make up a new word.
Do you think people listening to this can actually learn? Like, do you think their brains are just rotting, like listening to us talk about so much shit?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, learn anything from this except for the fact that they should listen to it.
All I'm gonna say
is, at the point where they are listening, they're not gonna learn that they should listen because they're already brain dead enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, to counter your argument about it being an average OP, average isekai OP, how many of them include a little redhead girl dabbing?
Fair enough. We're gonna leave it off on that note. See you next month.
Like, if Metal hadn't come up with Tit for Tat, that would be my favorite opening of the season.
This podcast was a mistake.
I liked it as well, to be fair. I like that. I like the Azalane OP. I like the Fate Grand Order OP, although it doesn't feel like a Fate OP at all.
Bruh, the Ass Pride OP is so good.
I haven't heard it. I can't.
Let me grab it real quick. I can totally imagine finding the track in some rhythm game a few years down the line.
Take note, boss.
It takes so many really, really satisfying turns. I can totally imagine playing it on Sound Voltex or Osu or something. It's amazing. Well, I'm gonna send you that whenever Onyx lets me in. Until then, I would say, again, that was Radio Chatter for this month. We'll see you next time with a little bit, I guess, more conversation on the shows we've watched. Hopefully, we've watched, we can share a few more shows that we've watched by then. So
maybe they'll let me talk about the ship girls this time.
So we can talk more about the shows that we've all seen. And have some proper discussion on them, because this is a very short episode. We've just crossed 40 minutes.
Yes, short.
Shorter than last time, for sure.
Well, if you include the pre-show.
That's still shorter. if you include this pre-show from last time, which doesn't exist. But anyways,
Exactly.
so
See you guys next.
see you guys next month. And
The pre-show was so good.
Oh god, you set him off.
Goodbye.
Good morning, good evening, and good night.